Good morning, students. Today we will read our new chapter, that is Save to Chilka. It's a fourth chapter in our Raintree book, class 8, and this is the chapter about, as the name suggests, Chilka. I'll give you a small introduction about Chilka, that why this chapter is so important that it is present in our syllabus. Chilka today is the finest bird sanctuary. It's the finest bird sanctuary in India, among the richest ecosystem in the world. Means it has the richest ecosystem in the world. But what's the unique about this lake? That it has a half salt water and half fresh water. It is in Odisha, and the length of this lake is 70 km and the breadth is 30 km. It is so vast that bobbing in a boat in the middle of the lake, you would think that you are in the midst of an endless sea with land nowhere in sight. Means when you are at the middle of that lake, you will see it so vast. You can understand by the when you are under the water and middle of the lake, then only you will understand its vastness, that how vast it is. So let us start. This is a Siberian crane. See, here is the picture in your book. It's a Siberian crane or the Siberian white crane. Okay, they are almost snowy white. Means the color of that bird is almost, means full color of its body is white, but only the primary feathers means the point where the feathers are growing up, that point is only black, and that is only visible when they fly. During winter, the eastern population migrates to China, while the western population flies to Iran. Earlier, they used to fly to India and Nepal. They are a critically endangered species now. Endangered species. What do we call endangered? Means those species which are in danger. Means which are which are present in less number now. So why the birds are endangered? It has so many reasons, like habitats, air, water, pesticides, noise pollution, and so many things. Tall towers and high voltage power lines are also dangerous for birds. So here we start. My first glimpse of the lake did not give me a sense of its vastness. Means that what's the meaning of glimpse? A quick look. When I first looked at that lake, it is not so vast for me. Driving down from the Bhubaneswar, I drove from the Bhubaneswar. I had approached the lake from its north and west side through a village named Mangala Jodi. Soon, however, I reached a path that narrowed down further till it became a bunt. What is the meaning of bunt? A bank of earth or stone built to prevent a river from flooding an area. Means collecting the big stones and create a fence. Means when we built a fence, that is called by the stones and divided into two parts for preventing the flood water, that is called bunt. And when I going through the village, there's the name village Mangala Jodi, I saw a narrow path and it has a bunt. And that bunt, because it is divided into two parts, so it has two sides. On one side, 100 open built stroke. What's the open built stroke? This is the open built stroke. See, here is in the picture, this is the open built stroke. What are they doing? They are feeding in the shallow water. What do we call the shallow water? Shallow water means a very less water, and they are feeding in that less water, while on the other side, strict warblers, Streak warblers is a kind of a bird. This is the streak warblers, and they are creating cacophony. What do we call a cacophony? Means an unpleasant mixture of, means when we hear the bird sound in a single, it's very good for us, but so many birds are chirping together, that is not seems so good. So this is called an unpleasant sound of mixture of loud voice. Okay, so you can see here that streak warblers, the picture is here. This is the streak warblers. Okay, and open billed stroke, this is the open billed stroke. This is the picture of open billed stroke. Okay, this was Chilka, the finest bird sanctuary in India. Bird sanctuary, shelter of birds, and among the richest ecosystem in the world. This unique half salt water and half fresh water lake in Odisha, means what's the unique thing about this lake? It is half salt. It has a half salt water and half fresh water. 70 kilometer in length and 30 kilometer in breadth. It is Asia's largest brackish lake. What do we call a brackish? Impure water which has salty taste. Means this lake water has a salty taste and is the habitat of a number of species of plants and animals. Means so many migrants, plants and animals are living here in different seasons. It is one of the largest wintering ground. What do we call the wintering ground? Is place where the birds from the colder countries come to each year and spend the winter. Means from the coldest countries, these birds, means it's impossible for the birds to living in that cold place, so they come as a migratory birds and spend whole winter in India on this lake. While I was admiring the lake, means speaker was admiring its vastness, so many birds were there, and he wouldn't able to explain how to define this beauty in words. My friend told me its history. One of my friend who was with me, he was telling me about the history and how one man with a team of poachers means hunters, turned protesters and helped to change its destiny. So here is the story begins. In 1981, Chilka was recognized as Ramsagar site for its ecological importance and rich biodiversity. So what do we call the biodiversity? Biodiversity is the variety of plants and animals living in one place. Means it has a great variety of plants and animals. So that this lake is called rich biodiversity. And in a matter of 10 years, all the changed. Chilka was tagged as a degraded. What do we call the degraded? Ruined site and put on the red list. Means red list. When any lake, when the government do not care in the form of lake, so that type of places. And why the Chilka was tagged as a degraded site and put on the red list? See, when the government is not caring about some these type of lakes, and so the hunters and poachers will come and fishermen also came here, and continuously they are killing the birds every day by shooting, by trapping in the nets, and by poisoning them with the pesticides. So in a few years time, the numbers of dwindled till there were just a few thousand left. Means there were so many birds were present, and when the continuous hunting doing here, so the birds are very less in number, so that lake is put on in the red list. This was because of the dual tragedy that struck Chilka. Firstly, there was a rampant poaching. What do we call the rampant poaching? Spreading everywhere and difficult to check. Poaching means hunter. Means uncontrollable hunting were present there. Means so many poachers were there and they are coming and hunting so many birds in a cruel manner. So that lake was putting in the red list. About 1,000 birds were killed every day. How cruel thing they are doing, by shooting, by trapping in nets, by poisoning them with the pesticides, and soon the number by trap of the birds dwindled. What is the meaning of dwindled? Means slowly became much fewer, means they are turning into a very less number to just a few thousand. Means when they came in when first the migrants birds came in the lakh number, now they turned into thousands of numbers only. Second, around the same time, the mouth of the lake started narrowing down. Means the area of the lake, when the reducing of water because of the environment and continuous fishing, catch poaching and hunting, because and bad atmosphere, the mouth of the Chilka, means the area of the Chilka is the mouth of the Chilka is narrowing down in very small size. So the amount of sea water entering the lake decreases. Due to reducing salinity, many freshwater weeds begin to grow here, which in turn destroyed the vegetation of the lake. It was at this time that Nankishore Bhujbal returned to Chilka. Means a man who changed the destiny of this Chilka is named Nand Kishore Bhujbal. As a young boy, Nand Kishore had once shot that egret near the lake. Egret is this bird. The bird had fallen. Once that Nand Kishore shoot that egret and the bird had fallen down. So here in the warm up you will see that Ramsar site, Ramsar site. Ramsar site is a wetland, a large area of land that is very wet and soft. This is of international importance. The Ramsar Convention of the Convention on the Wetlands is an international environmental treaty that was signed in 1971 in Ramsar, a city in Iran. It aims to conserve wetland, to use resource responsibly. Or what's the meaning of red list? The IUCN red list of threatened species means when we are threatening in some species are in threatening are known as the IUCN red list or red data list. Was the founded in 1964. The IUCN Red List assessed the risk of extinction of thousands of species and subspecies across different region in the world. Means because of uncontrollable poaching, some of the birds are in danger, endangered. So For stop this poaching, the IUCN put this chilka into a red list. That uncontrollable killing these birds and these species are in danger. Only few thousands birds were living, so the IUCN had decided to put chilka into a red list to stop, to prevent that hunting. And this is, you see, that egret, that Nankishore Bhujbal. The Nankishore Bhujbal is once shot a bird, that is egret, and the bird had fallen down, that is egret. Okay, now just see the next. Nankishore realized. What does the Nankishore realize then? Then Nankishore realized that the poachers had extensive knowledge about the birds. Poachers has extensive knowledge about the birds. No, this is the page. To the ground, holding a twig in its mouth. What do we call a twig? What is the meaning of the twig? The meaning of the twig is a small piece of wood. Small piece of wood is called that twig, small twig. When Nankishore realized that the egret must have been carrying the twig to build the nest, then the Nankishore realized that I did a very bad deed. Means maybe that twig which is in its egret mouth, maybe it built a nest for its babies. He was filled with remorse. Remorse means a feeling of deep regret. Years later, when he came back to Chilka, he saw that there were only few thousand birds left. Once he felt a deep sense of guilt and vowed that he would do everything possible to save the birds. He talked to the people in the neighboring village and found out that the birds were poached by dirty dozen in a group led by a man named Madhu Bera. Means a special character is here is Madhu Bera. When Nankishore Bhujbal was feeling in remorse after seeing that less number of the birds presented on Chilka, only thousands birds left, that he was very regret. He was very he put a promise. He keep a promise with himself that he put his 100% effort to save these birds. So he went to the village and asking about the reducity of these birds. Then he found out that Madhu Behra, a group is led by Madhu Behra, and they are doing poaching every day in many number. So that's why these birds are very less in numbers. Nankishore met to the member of the group and explained why they should stop poaching of the bird. One of the member of the Madhu Behra's team, once Nankishore went and met a member of that group and explained why you are stopping this poaching. He also explained that the forest officials had put the lake under surveillance. What do we call the under surveillance? Yani close observation, deep observation. Because it was now on the red list, because uncontrollable poaching made this lake in the red list. The poachers paid no heed. Heed means attentive listening. That is called heed. The poachers are not paying any attentive listening to him and instead rudely asked him not to interfere with their livelihood. This poaching is they are saying this poaching is our livelihood. So not to interfere in this. Everyone is there, they are explaining that everyone is having their livelihood, like hunting and doing so many things, but Nankishore refused to give up. He tried to he tried to garner. What is the meaning of garner? Gather, collecting support from the locals. So he collect the local persons, and he tried to their support, and he was trying so many efforts. This made the poachers so angry that one night Madhu Behra, armed with the weapons, went to Nankishore's house and threatening him with dire consequences. Dire consequences means, what do we call the dire consequences? Means critical consequences. Means when his efforts was doing in the right way, and local people were supporting him, and then Madhu Behra was going to Nankishore house and threatening him with the critical consequences, and weapons were in his hand. Nankishore was not afraid, but because Nankishore was a strong man, and he was promised to himself that he keep a promise to himself that he will do whatever he can do for these birds. So he was not afraid by these weapons and Madhu Behra's team. Kill me if you must, he declared. If you want, then kill me, but spare the birds. So genuinely he put a plead towards that Madhu Behra that please spare these birds, they have nowhere else to go, because they are so innocent. The birds are so innocent. Why you are making it your livelihood to poaching them? A week later, the Dirty Dozen, means what's the name of that group is Dirty Dozen. A week later, the Dirty Dozen were back to the Nankishore's doorstep, because he was not afraid. He was continuing putting his efforts to save these birds. So he collected the local helps, and he was collecting the help by the government also. So after seeing those efforts, they again meet to the Dirty Dozen. Madhu Behra's team again met to the Nankishore. Only this time they were transformed a lot. Means after explaining that Nankishore to Madhu Behra, they were transformed. Means they are looking some changes. Nankishore's words had touched Madhu deeply. The group had thrown their weapons into the lake and taken a pledge to save Chilka and its dwellers. Means inhabitants. Means these migrants, birds, plants, and all these things, they putting a pledge. And they have shot by that promise ever since. When one of them broke the pledge, he was expelled from the group. They also create a pledge that among the group, that if anyone broken down that pledge, he will expelled. He was expelled from the group. They handed him over the forest official, and they also putting that if anyone do this crime to hunting or poaching these innocent birds, they will over him. If anyone is doing, they will over him to the forest official, and he was got that punishment by the officers. The team of 11. So just remember, students, the number of the people, the number of the person in this group, 11, gradually expanded to over 50. Means that team of 11 gradually expanded, means it was in a big size. Means 50 persons joined that team, Dirty Dozen, to save that Chilka and innocent birds, with each of them taking the oath to protect Chilka. How beautiful that one transformation, that we can say that one man changed the history, like Mahatma Gandhi changed the history. So if one man is putting effort, that automatically in a right way, that automatically persons are adding with him. So Nankishore realized that the poachers has extensive knowledge about the birds. Now Nankishore has realized that poachers have extensive knowledge, because they are poaching, so they have very much knowledge about the birds, they could identify the migrate birds and visited Chilka in winter. They could keep the track of the time the birds started coming in and when they started going back, what they feed on. Means they can, Nand Kishore had an idea that poachers have great idea about the migrants, but so we should provide them what they eat. So where they roosted. What does the meaning of roosted means? Sit on a branch for rest and every other detail of the birds, because they are doing poaching from so many years and so many years, so they have the great idea about each and every bird's needs. So he decided to tap their knowledge. He had a workshop for the ex-poachers and trained them to become nature guide. Means the Nand Kishore had a great idea that he had appoint the ex-poachers that who are retired ex-poachers and trained them to become a nature guide. And they were taught to the English name of these birds, and they were also taught how to improve their communication skill, both of which were necessary if they had to interact with the tourist and nature. Means that Nand Kishore had put an effort to make this Chilka as a tourist adventure. So he had made a team, and that team of the ex-poachers, the retired poachers, and he taught them the English name of these birds and how to communicate in English and make this Chilka as a tourist destination. Several organizations after this turning point, several organizations came forward to make Nand Kishore's ecotourism effort more successful. When one that we are saying one man is doing a good thing, that Nand Kishore was doing a good thing, it spread all over the world, and so many organizations related with the ecotourism comes, and they are making this effort more successful. The Chilka Developed Authority, CDA, what is the full form of CDA? The Chilka Developed Authority gave them a land to set up an office. Wow. Now this authority also admire this activity, Nand Kishore's efforts, and they give a land to set up a office. And interpretation center, what is do we call the interpretation center? Means version center. And they also provide equipments like binoculars, stands. Oh wow, so many equipments they need at that time, so they provide that. CD8 provided to the these ex-poachers, this team. The poachers turned the protectors. Wow, what's the line the speaker is using here? The poachers, once they were hunting that birds, innocent birds, now they become the protectors, patrolling the waterways of Chilka. They look nature lover around in their boats, as they knew the water about of each species and provided food to visitors. Means a setup organization was there. Visitors welcomes, look at this beautiful site, binoculars, equipment, stands, everything was available, and this Chilka became famous all over the world. The ones with the superior communication skill became the guides. The CDA also opened up the mouth of the Chilka. Now the CDA clean up the water and open up the mouth of the Chilka and restore the delicate balance of the water body. Finally, in 2002, Chilka was removed from the red list. Oh wow! The effort which was started in, I think, in 1981, which was started in 1981, it was declared in the red list, and in 2002, a effort putting by a man, Nand Kishore, become a, we are saying, the turning point, and then finally in 2002, Chilka was removed from the red list. It is the only ecosystem in Asia to have ever come out to dreaded list. Means it is the only first lake or the thing which is in the red list already came out from the red list in Asia, not in the world, not in the India. In Asia, it is the first lake which is come out from the degraded fearful list. Okay, I hope you have understand. It's Gangadhar. The speaker of this chapter is Gangadhar Menon. Gangadharan Menon. So I hope you understand this chapter very well. Again, read this chapter and see, here is the picture of Chilka. Yes, this is the picture of Chilka. Okay. Goodbye. Take care, students. I hope you understand this chapter very well. Okay.